everyone, it's Friday and we're playing Clues by Sam today, and we have a hard one today. I hope that means that we get an evil one on Sunday, but I'm not sure. It may happen that we have 3 hards in a row, so let's see what's in store for us. But if you don't know what Clues by Sam is, it is a daily logic puzzle game where there are 20 people and each of them has to be either a criminal or an innocent, and you gotta figure their roles using the clues that they themselves might give you, and the puzzle increases in difficulty along the week. So today we have a hard one, and if you want to play too, then there is a link in the description, and if you happen to get stuck, then I'm gonna start mine right now and I'm gonna explain my logic as I go, so maybe I could help you if you need to. Let's start. We start with Mary telling us that exactly 2 of the 4 criminals neighboring Xavi are in row 4. So Xavi is here, and he has 3 people neighboring him in row 4, 2 of which are criminals, but he needs 2 more criminals neighboring him, and he only has 2 more people neighboring him besides those 3 in row 4. So both of those have to be criminals. That makes sense to me. Now, one of those people says that there is only one innocent above Scott. So there's 3 people above Scott, only one of those is an innocent, but we don't know who yet. And Zoe says there's an odd number of criminals neighboring Hank. So, criminals. We know that all of the people above Scott neighbor Hank, and an odd number of them is innocent, so only one of them is innocent. It may be that all of them are innocent, right? No, there's only one innocent above Scott. I was thinking that Wanda said that it was an odd number of people, but that's Zoe's clue. So only one person neighboring Hank in column C is an innocent and the other 2 are criminals. Let's say that this is the config. That will make an even number of criminals neighboring Hank. So we need at least 1 more to make an odd number of criminals, and we only have 1 more person, Derek. So Derek has to be the 3rd criminal to make an odd number. Now we don't need Zoe's clue. And now Derek says that only one of the 3 criminals neighboring Wanda is Xavi's neighbor. So Wanda has 3 criminals total neighboring her, and only one of those 3 neighbors Xavi. So she and Xavi share 2 people as neighbors. Only one of them is an innocent, the other one is a criminal. And Wanda has 2 more criminals neighboring her. Criminals. Burn that into my brain. Now, we know that Xavi has to have 4 criminal neighbors, right? And now we know about 3 of them. Wanda, 1, Zoe, 2. The 3rd one is either going to be Paula or Scott, so the 4th one can only be Uma. And now Uma says that Derek and Flora have only 1 innocent neighbor in common. So Derek and Flora have 2 people neighboring them, like 2 neighbors in common. One of them is an innocent, the other one is a criminal. And there is a single innocent in column C that neighbors Hank, right? That's what Wanda said, that there is 1 innocent above Scott. And that makes Larry a criminal. Now, Larry says that 2 clerks have a criminal directly to the left of them. Where are all the clerks? 2 clerks. There's only 2 clerks. Oh, there's 3 clerks. Well, in row 4, there is for sure at least 1 clerk that is going to have a criminal to the left of them, and the other one is going to have an innocent. Why is that? If Scott is a criminal, Paula is going to be an innocent, and now we have 1 clerk with a criminal to the left and 1 clerk with an innocent to their left. If this is the opposite scenario, if Paula is a criminal and Scott is an innocent, then again we have Scott, 1 clerk with a criminal to their left, and Uma, a clerk with an innocent to their left. So this is always going to end up with 1 clerk having an innocent and the other one having a criminal. If we need 2 clerks with criminals to the left of them, then the other clerk who is not in the scenario has to have a criminal to their left, and that makes Xavi a criminal. Hope that was understandable, because it felt like I rambled. Xavi now says that column B is the only column with exactly 4 criminals. Column B? How does that help me? 4 criminals. We don't know anything about Flora's total. We know that Wanda has a total of criminals, right? Derek says that Wanda has 3 criminal neighbors. We know about 2 of them now. So Paula or Scott are gonna be one of them. Second one is Avi. The third one is either gonna be Olaf or Vicky. Upper tag, please. And we know that column B has 4 criminals. But there is a possibility for column C to have 4 criminals. It has Xavi, 1, Larry, 2. It will have a third one for sure, who's either going to be Carl or Gabe, so that's 3. If Scott were to be a criminal as well, then column C would have 4 criminals too, just like column B, and that can't happen. So Scott is an innocent, and that makes Paula a criminal. And now we know that there's 2 more criminals among these 3 people in column B. Where do I go from here? Guess I don't need Derek's clue anymore, do I? Oh, Xavier's clue also allows us to act on column D, because there's 3 people who are criminals already in column D, so same scenario as column C. If Hank were to be a criminal, column D would also have 4 criminals, and that can't happen, so Hank has to be an innocent. And now we get a new clue. Hank's telling us that all innocents in column A are connected. So, Was the clue that mentioned Flora telling us about a total? Derek and Flora have only 1 innocent in common. No, it wasn't mentioning how many innocents Flora has neighboring her. But the thing is that column A, all innocents in column A are connected. If Vicky were to be an innocent, Olaf would be a criminal, right? We couldn't have anybody else be an innocent in column A because none of them will be connected to Vicky, so that will break Hank's clue. And that will make column A have 4 criminals, just like column B, which can't happen according to Xavi. So there's no way for Vicky to be an innocent. Vicky has to be a criminal and Olaf an innocent. Don't know why I clicked Olaf first, almost made a mistake there, but now we don't need. What column don't we need? I think we need. Did I say column? What clue? I think we need all the clues that I have open. So Olaf says that exactly 2 of Flora's 4 criminal neighbors also neighbor Barb. So now we have a total for Flora of criminal neighbors. Flora has 8 neighbors total, and 4 of them are criminal, which means that 4 of them are innocent, so half and half. And 2 of them are shared with Barb. Where's Barb? Well, Flora and Barb share 4 people as neighbors, and we're gonna have a one or the other here with Austin and upper tag. Austin and Ellie, because Barb and Flora share 1 criminal and 1 innocent here in column C, so they're gonna share 1 innocent and 1 criminal here in column A. If Austin were to be an innocent, that will break because Ellie would have to be a criminal, and now there's 2 innocents in column A who aren't connected. So what has to happen is Austin has to be a criminal, Ellie has to be an innocent, and Igor has to be an innocent as well, so that all innocents in column A are connected. Okay, that makes a lot of sense to me. And what now? Oh, there's the total for Flora. So now how many criminals does Flora have? 1, Austin, Larry, 2. The third one who's either going to be Carl or Gabe, so Barb. And upper tag. Stop it. Barb and Joyce are 1 a criminal and the other one an innocent to make Flora have 4 criminals and 4 innocents. And what does that make Flora? We know that column B has 4 criminals, right? So far it has Paula, 1, Wanda, 2. And the third one who's either Joyce or Barb. A 4th one can only be Flora. Now Flora says that there's an odd number of criminals neighboring Gabe. How many criminals does Gabe have already? Derek, Flora, and Larry, that's 3. It's gonna have a fourth one who's either Joyce or Barb. That's an even number, and we need an odd number. So to make an odd number, we need Carl to be a criminal as well. That makes Gabe himself an innocent. Now Gabe says that there's an equal number of innocents in rows 1 and 5, and there's no innocents in row 5, so there couldn't be any innocents in row 1, which makes Barb a criminal and Joyce an innocent. That was pretty quick. Less than 10 minutes. I was thinking I'd be a new record, but that's okay. It might be a new record. That's why I would like to see my own history and not compared to others. Like, I don't care about what other people are doing their best time. I want to know my best time and if I'm improving. But anyway, I enjoyed these nonetheless, and I hope you enjoyed the video as well. I'll be back again tomorrow with more Clues by Sam. Oh, I was thinking that tomorrow we could play Her Trees, a puzzle game that launched recently on the stream. I'm gonna live stream it, so if you're in the mood to watch it, or I'm gonna leave the VOD then for you to watch later if you don't get it live. But yeah, Her Trees. And see you tomorrow. Bye bye.